warm welcome. You're watching All About the W, your weekly deep dive into the WSS, stats, stories, and standard performances. Let's break it all down. My name is Ash, and as always, I'm joined by Kai. Today, for this episode, we will be doing a brief discussion, very brief, hopefully brief, a discussion of the FA Cup fourth round fixtures. We will follow it up by doing run through of the entire draw for the fifth round, and we will do all about the bragging rights, which is Kai and my predictions competition, in which Kai is leading, followed by a preview of the League Cup fixtures. Lots to do in this episode. The preview for the League Cup fixtures is the meat of this episode, so make sure you stick around for that. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you are an old hat, make sure you like, comment, do all those wonderful things. We notice there are lots of people listening but not subscribing. We'd appreciate the help in this new year. It's tough for everyone out there. Anyway, on that note, Kai, how was your FA Cup fourth round weekend?
It was fine. I kept track of everything on my phone. I tried to do that as much as possible. Obviously, caught the Chelsea game the next day. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed that there weren't any cup sets, so to speak. I think teams that are a better placed, either within a league or on different leagues, like in terms of tiers, kind of came out on top. So I don't think there was necessarily any cup sets out there,
Yeah.
which is a shame. But hey, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't think we expected any either, but it is what it is. Uh, anyway, okay, running through the results really quickly. West Brom versus Everton, which happened earlier in the week, was ended with the 5 goals to Everton. Great for them. Good to see them scoring a lot of goals. I'm happy Vignola got a goal. Newcastle versus West Ham ended 3-0 to West Ham. Apparently, from the commentary, because we saw none of these games because they were not televised. LWSL, FA Cup. Anyway, apparently it was closer than the highlights suggest, because the commentators said that Newcastle was just not clinical in their chances. Sunderland versus LCL ended 1-0 to LCL. Gioro scored a really great goal, so I'm happy to see that. It was a really nice header. It was sort of like a side header sort of situation. Well controlled ball. Chelsea versus Palace ended 5-0 to Chelsea. We expected Chelsea to win, but it was far greater a victory than we thought it was going to be. We will speak about it. Spurs versus Leicester ended 3-0. We will speak about that game as well. It was the only game of the weekend that I saw all of, because I have a Spurs play account, or whenever somebody else has a Spurs play account that they let me borrow. Bournemouth versus Man City ended with 6 goals to Man City. Oh my God, was this a drubbing? But you don't expect anything else from the league leaders. Bournemouth had a really nice message thanking their fans, and the fans were very appreciative for how far Bournemouth have gotten in the competition. Nobody expected them to beat City, and they didn't, to be fair. Ipswich versus Sheffield ended with 2 goals to Sheffield versus 1 goal to Ipswich. Sheffield really struggled in this game, but good to see they got through. London Bees versus Liverpool ended with 6 goals to Liverpool. Liverpool were like, we can score, we'll show you we can score. Enderby can score, Martha Thomas can score. How dare you say they can't score? Anyway, Brighton versus Nottingham Forest ended 2-0 to Brighton. Little bit of a shaky performance from Brighton there. Lucky penalty for them. Chatham Town versus York City ended 3-0 to Chatham Town. Man United versus Burnley ended 5-0 to Man United. As I said, Mark Skinner was like, be free, play football. And they really, boy, did they play football. If anyone wants to see the Manchester United goals, they are worth checking out. Go check them out on the highlights. Oxford United versus Middlesbrough ended 3-1 to Oxford United. Good for them. Southampton versus Bristol ended 1-2 to Bristol. Another really close game. I was rooting for the Saints, but Bristol made it through. I think with sort of like a last-ish minute winner. It was towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the extra time, like
Yeah.
last dying minutes of extra
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
so to
yeah.
speak.
Hull City versus Birmingham ended 2-6 to Birmingham. Oh my God, 8-goal thriller this game was. But followed by Charlton versus Swindon Town, which was 10-0. Oh my God, that's a cricket score. And then at the end of all of that, the most competitive fixture perhaps in this entire rundown, Arsenal versus Villa, ended with a respectable 2-0 to Arsenal. Um, Before we discuss the next round draw, Kai, your thoughts on the Chelsea versus Palace game?
Pretty standard. I think I did say in the preview that in the previous season we've played Palace in the FA Cup. They've been very tight defensively, but in this game, unfortunately, they just conceded too early. Surprises. One, I mean, two things I wanted to point out. One is the actual lineup itself. I was surprised to see what a starter-heavy lineup it was. I think Guru Raiton's probably the only player who might not start in that game against Man City tonight. Out of those starters, but you never know. She got two assists, so maybe I don't know what Sonia's thinking. But yeah, the other thing was we just beat West Ham 5-0 last weekend, and you know watching Palace in this game, I felt like they gave a better account of themselves against Chelsea than West Ham did. They did create opportunities, maybe not clear cut chances, but enough to trouble Chelsea. I really thought they had it in them to score a goal, especially early on. But then, obviously, as the game went on, the physical levels are just different. So they just kind of shut up shop. Like they just couldn't do anything else. Given the circumstances. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty straightforward game. I think Chelsea will probably be happy with the result 5-0, not a bad scoreline.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. I mean, obviously, I didn't get to see the game, so I have no business commenting on it. But it did look like Chelsea were very competitive against Villa, and I also felt like it was nice to see, like Sam Kerr get a few goals, etc.
Yeah.
Like it was just nice to see. I mean, there was also a penalty in there. Who scored the penalty?
So
Righton.
Guru got the penalty. Guru got an assist. Cuthbert got two assists. Bright scored a goal. So Thompson scored a goal. So I mean, it was sharing things all around. I think
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some ways, and the best part of it was Sam Kerr. One of the goals she scored was a headed goal,
yeah.
which was from a right hand assist, which is something we've not seen in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
But for an entire season, a few seasons ago, that was just like bread and butter for Chelsea.
yeah,
So it was nice to see that make a comeback in this
yeah.
game.
It's also nice that, yes, Sam Kerr is not getting like regular starts in the WSL and all. But it's nice to see that, against like the smaller teams in the Champions League, against like the League Cup teams and the FA Cup teams, she's out there scoring goals. I think by now she must have like 5 or 6 goals.
She's right below Ritin Kanarid in terms of her goal contribution. She has 10 goals and one assist, if I'm not
Oh, wow.
mistaken.
See, that's what I
So
mean. I'm just like,
I
it's
mean,
nice to see
Leicester is
that.
going to be a starter soon.
Yeah,
I mean, she started against Wolfsburg, for example.
yeah,
I mean, if like in terms of where Sonia sees Sam, I think that kind of reflects where she does. I mean,
yeah.
she's absolutely a starter for Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy for her. Anyway, moving on to the Spurs game, you know what, Spurs fans perhaps were really excited about this game, about winning this game 3-0, because we had seen the way the Leicester game went in all of the previous iterations. I think for the last, I think 5 iterations, it's been 1-0. I can't remember now. Uh, and it's always like for the last two of those 1-0s, it's been an own goal, I think. So Spurs have not scored against Leicester effectively for like 2 games, 2.5
Yeah.
games. So it was just really good to see like a really competent performance for Spurs against Leicester. I do believe that we won that midfield battle quite comprehensively. Like the first half was quite competitive. Leicester were meeting our creativity, with Gopset and Hamano and Olivia Holt. They were meeting that creativity with sheer brute strength. And I suppose that's one way to do it. And they were
Yeah.
being quite successful. And I thought the Leicester press was also really good. 2 or 3 times they managed to like really press Cop as well as Hunt and Koga, and managed to that unfortunately did not bear fruit in a goal, but it could have if they had been a little bit more clinical. So
Yeah.
definitely, like they had those two shots on target. So they were those, but Spurs, my God, 8 shots on target, four off target. Like Spurs were absolutely exceptional, exceptional,
Yeah.
and like that midfield battle, I feel like we could have created at least 10 more opportunities because they were just so creative. I mean, we had dropped Drew Spence, and because of that, I think Leicester felt like they could just mow us down. Because like with Drew Spence around, no one dares to do that because you will face the wrath of Spence.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they saw Olivia Holt and Micah Hamano and Gobset, and they were like, "Oh, these people we can push over." And McLaughlin, I think, should have at least like gotten a yellow. I don't, if not like a like not red for like bad fouls, but like many fouls together combining to be maybe two
Yeah. Yeah.
yellows.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But whatever, however you want to see it, Leicester, like Ash Neville got a yellow, Janssen got a yellow. So like they were kind of like racking them up and like dividing the fouls amongst themselves to like stop us,
Yeah.
and it was working, to be fair. But Spurs are just sitting on this landmine of talent. Like just I'm just so happy to see it, because we have Gobset, we have Hamano, we have like Olivia Holt, and that's there always. But we also have Blackstad, who came on, who was great. I thought
Mm-hmm.
was a really good substitute for Neildon. I thought Gunning Williams was all right. Came on for a little bit. Matilda Neildon, who created the third goal. Oh my God! I swear, like I'm not quite sure who the Leicester like centre back was. It might have been Swaby. It was either Swaby or Keys. But it was probably Keys. No, actually, I think it was Swaby. It was Swaby. So Matilda Neildon is not like a small player, but is a young player. So like still slight of build, right? And literally muscles the defender off the ball,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I'm looking at her and I'm just like, can you please teach your sister how to do that? It was amazing to watch this young kid. Okay, I don't know how old she is. I think she's like 19 or 20, and just
Mm-hmm.
like muscle her way through as if she's
Isn't she
27.
younger? I thought she was like 70 or something, but yeah, I'm probably wrong. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I could check it right now. Wait, I have. She's 21. She's not that young.
Acha. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Um,
I don't know why I thought she was 70.
but like I'm just I was so happy to see it. And then I wish she had scored, but like the goalkeeper obviously got in the way. But Lena Gulling Williams put it away on the rebound, so good for her. It's been a while since she got a goal as well. So I mean, to
Yeah.
be fair, that was the like for example, Gobset in the first goal tried to score, and then England got it on like the in the tussle in the box and then scored it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And similarly for the third goal. So yeah, and even the Spence goal was somewhat like pinging about, and then finally Spence put it in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
like definitely we don't score in the first go around, but hey,
Hmm.
unlike like a Black's 10 years, we score it on the second, not the third or the fourth. So that's an
Yeah.
improvement. So yeah, Spurs, great success. I'm very happy for them. I hope they continue this form. I feel like the cup
Yeah.
run is not too much to ask for with these new transfers. Anyway, moving on to the fifth round draw of the FA Cup. The draw is as follows: Oxford United versus Charlton, LCL versus Spurs, Liverpool versus Everton. Two very big WSL fixtures coming up. Man City versus Sheffield, Birmingham versus Chatham, West Ham versus Brighton, Arsenal versus Bristol. That's another tough fixture possibly for Arsenal. Chelsea versus Man United, which is I think the toughest of the lot. I mean, to be fair, all the WSL fixtures are evenly matched teams, so they'll be hard
Yeah.
for whoever faces whoever. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, Kai, how do you feel about this draw?
Yeah, it's all right. I feel like we've we haven't had a super tough FA Cup draw in like early in the early rounds in a while. I think we had 2 3 seasons ago we had one against Arsenal in the fourth round or something like that. So this is it's been a while, so it
Oh
doesn't
God,
surprise me.
cheating.
Cheating, yeah. So, I mean, listen, a couple of seasons ago, the season in which United won the FA Cup, we lost to them in the semi-finals. So, obviously, when it comes to a cup tie, we know United are up for it. Let's see. At least Chelsea are playing at home, so it should be fine. Hopefully,
Yeah, I
we'll
mean,
see.
I do feel bad for United. They have a few difficult matches coming up. They're also facing Arsenal in the League Cup, so not easy, not either go around. Anyway,
Yeah.
um, all about the bragging rights. After this week, before this week, I was on 43 points and Kai was on 44. I earned 14 points this week, putting me at 57 points, and Kai earned 15 points put this week, putting them at 59 points. So there is a 2 point difference now from a 1 point difference. Kai is slowly and steadily pulling away. Let us see what happens with these League Cup games, which I will definitely ace the predictions on. Um,
Okay.
Kai, Arsenal versus Manchester United. I have no, like, if there was a game that I could say I'm less looking forward to amongst the top four, it would be this. I mean, United is not even top four, top five. Um,
Ooh,
it would be this
first
fixture.
shade.
Yeah.
All right,
This
yeah.
fixture was so boring in the WSL, and I really hope that it's not a repeat of whatever that was. Kyrie, how do you feel about this? Do you think they'll come out to play this time because it's a knockout?
I don't know, man. I can't tell with Mark Skinner
Yeah.
what it's gonna look like. But listen, I think it's an important fixture for all four teams. I feel like, you know, it's not only the first chance at silverware. For some teams, it's probably like one of their best chance at silverware.
Yeah.
You're already in the semifinals. Yeah, I think ideally, like you should try and win this game, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know how to think about this. Like, for example, the only thing, like, when you think about it from like an Arsenal standpoint, Emily Fox obviously went off in that game against Villa early doors, like I think 20 minutes in or something. So we don't know her fitness levels. Like, don't know if it was a concussion or something else. Um, and obviously, Leah Williamson is out. Kim Little has played a couple of games already. So,
Yeah.
in terms of fitness and stuff like that, maybe United are in like a better position with the squad depth that they have. Wow, I cannot
Wow.
believe
Yeah.
those words just came out of my
And
mouth.
especially at a point where Ella Toon is injured. Imagine
Yeah,
saying that while Toon, which is possibly their best player, is injured.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, if I were United, I'd probably target the right hand side of Arsenal's defense. But I'm actually tempted to go with United on this game. I don't know why. Like, Arsenal are going to play at Meadow Park, I think. And, last season, I think they lost to Liverpool at Meadow Park in the FA Cup,
Yeah.
I think in the quarterfinals or something. So I don't know. I feel like there is a real chance that United can come away with a win in this one. I'm tempted to go with United.
Yeah, I don't. So I understand why you're tempted to go with United, especially with like Homburg and No Williamson. So I definitely see that side as vulnerable without Fox and Williamson there. So I can see why you're tempted to go United. And my only thing is that United, as much as they've just like swept away these teams like Burnley, have always like if you see the goals against Burnley gave them all the space outside of the box and they were like pinged into their box. The
Yeah.
Arsenal midfield is not going to give this much space to United. For example, Leticia had no business scoring from like wherever the hell near the halfway
Yeah,
line
yeah.
that
She
she
took that
scored.
shot. Yeah.
To take that shot, no Arsenal midfielder will allow that. I do feel like the midfield is their strength. So and United, I feel like in the box, no, they have trouble scoring. Like I know Schuller is there, so that should be put to rest. But Mallard keeps missing chances in the box, and Turland
Yeah.
as well misses chances in the box. So I do feel like yes, if Schuller starts, that might change the equation a little bit for me. And that could look very differently because I do feel like Schiller is possibly more clinical than these two. But still not used to playing the way United plays. So Schiller also will have their own mistakes to like put up with.
Yeah. Yeah.
We will see. I'm still going to go Arsenal. Like I do feel like they're playing at home, and even with the injuries, they have enough depth to get through. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal on this one.
Yeah. Also for United, I feel like, see, I mean, I said a bit earlier that right hand side for Arsenal is a bit vulnerable,
Yeah,
and the fact that Rolfo is also injured for
yeah,
United, I feel like she's somebody who could have sort of maybe taken advantage on that left hand side. But
yeah,
anyway, it is what it is. You're going to one Arsenal. Let's move on to City versus
yeah.
Chelsea.
What did you say? You're going to one United.
Oh, I'm gonna go to one United.
Oh,
Yes, I'm gonna go to one United. I don't know. I'm mad.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see it. Anyway, Manchester City versus Chelsea. After last year, I had made a statement that I want to see no more City versus Chelsea fixtures. I'm so tired. But it's a new City with the new manager, new transformed City, new
Mhm.
players. Everything is different. Chelsea also have Sam Kerr back. A lot of like much required depth has come back to Chelsea.
Yeah.
A lot of like interesting things to talk about. So maybe might be up for a City versus Chelsea. Joy at the Joy Stadium. Um,
Mm.
Kai, how do you feel about this one?
God, I hate that stadium. I hate it so much.
No joy at the Joy
Um,
Stadium.
yeah, no joy at the Joy Stadium at all. You know what, I'm looking forward to this one. I think it's a good sort of test to see where Chelsea are at a little bit. Listen, I'm not going to say, oh, if we lose to City, we are rubbish or anything on sort.
Yeah,
It's just, Chelsea have been on this real hot streak since we lost to Everton. 30 goals in like 6, 7 games or something. It's insane number. But we've also not faced like super tough opposition apart from Wolfsburg. So I'm curious to see what this game looks like, because I think player for player in the starting 11, but also in terms of squad depth, I don't think the two teams have been this evenly matched in a while. So, in fact, I would argue in certain positions, City have like better depth in terms of quality coming off the bench and things like that. So, I think it's going to be really interesting. Like Miedema is in flying form. Bunny Shaw is looking good for City. They obviously. I'm curious to see if we'll see a Sam Coffey, Yui Hasagawa pivot.
oh wait,
I
I
mean,
had
it's
something to say about that. Why the
yeah.
hell did they not rest Yui Hasagawa or at least bring her off? Like they played Yui Hasagawa, I think, through like the game. That's ridiculous in my opinion. And to me, that
Yeah.
suggests that the manager thinks she's irreplaceable.
Yeah, I mean, she is
No, she
irreplaceable.
is,
I
but
mean,
like again,
if a manager thinks she's replaceable, the manager
no,
needs to be
no, like
sacked.
when you are 3-0 or 4-0 or 5-0, there are plenty of opportunities where you can go, oh,
Yeah,
there's a midfielder who can sort of like maybe manage until we finish this game and bring Yui Asakawa off. Oh my
yeah, yeah,
god, I
yeah.
was like, why is she still playing?
See, I'll tell you the flip side of this. I also think City are not playing that many minutes. Like, they're
Oh
not playing
yeah,
Champions League this season.
that's
So,
true.
like, I get it, but also I understand where you're coming from also. It's still like 3 games a week that you're looking at, like three
Yeah.
games in seven
And
days.
if it's
So,
if they're irreplaceable, then as much as you want to, want to give them rest.
yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. I agree. I think this game is going to be super tight. If I was to think about it rationally, the fact that it's happening in Manchester in that Academy Stadium, I like as a neutral, I'd be tempted to go with City. But I mean, I also don't want to take anything away from Chelsea. I feel like we've looked good. Obviously, Walsh is injured. She's not going to be there in this game.
Yeah.
Beaver Jones might make the bench. So I think the midfield is going to be. Lauren James for me has looked a bit. Um, I don't know. She's looked a bit frustrated for me in the
Yeah.
last 2 3 games she's been starting, and I'm not really sure about the role that Sonia wants her to play. This roaming role. Listen, every manager lets Lauren James roam, right?
Yeah.
But then there has to be some amount of limitation to the roaming she does because these days she's been roaming far too much for my
Yeah.
liking. So I don't know. I'm guessing the midfield is going to be Cuthbert, captain. And and Lauren James, but I don't know if we're going to play a 3-4-3, a 3-5-2. I can't be bothered to figure out right now. I'm too tired to do that. But anyway, I
I don't
as a
even think it's
Chelsea
going to
fan,
be three at the back. I think it's going to be four.
you think so?
Yeah.
I feel, you know what, I get what you mean because, Sonia was very sly about her, all the different formations she can play with.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see a back four. But anyway, we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Ash, what's your go
would.
on.
Sorry, I just had one thing to add about City is that I still do not have evidence in like a clutch moment that City have grown out of their weak underbelly. You know, just in terms of mentality. Because we've
Hmm.
not seen that there's not in the Champions League, so we haven't seen them in a knockout, like in a serious knockout situation yet.
Right.
So I feel like
Yeah.
uh, I would give Chelsea the advantage just in terms of mentality.
You know what I'll say? Like, I'll flip that around. I know they played Arsenal at home, but that game, right? You remember how chaotic that game was? It
Yeah,
was like City were 2 goals up, and then Arsenal came back, and
yeah,
then I don't know, like finally there was a third goal, which is a winner from I think it was from Bene or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
And I feel like that match is when I was like, okay, I think City are back
yeah, yeah,
in terms of their mentality. So for me, that was a moment. But you're right. I feel like knockout football is just different. You're right. I see where you're coming from.
yeah. Okay, Kai, prediction.
I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea
2-1
because I have
Chelsea.
to.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
go ahead. 2-1
Yeah.
Chelsea. That's what I was going to do. You know what? I'm going to go just to make it interesting. Let me go City. I'm going to go 2-1 City. Why not?
Yeah, I think you should side with City. If I was a neutral, I would side with City.
You know, I have a
100%.
sneaky feeling Chelsea are going to win this just because, Chelsea are a storied winner of things. And if they are not winning the league, the WSL, then they will get all these things around it so that their
Up
season
and
does
this
not
like
look bad.
4 cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I could see like Yui Hasagawa revenge tour happening in this game. I don't know
Yeah.
why. You
Yeah.
remember in the League Cup final, she scored an own goal, and that was our
Yeah.
winner.
Yeah.
I feel like something might happen, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Anyway, we have today 2-1 seems to be the preferred scoreline. We have predicted 4-2-1s to different teams.
Yeah.
Just possibly making it easier for ourselves as well. 2-1 is a very nice, neat scoreline for an
Okay.
interesting game. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. Make sure you tune in for our next episode, which will be a preview of the WSL week that's coming up. We will see you soon. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all those wonderful things. Bye bye.